And to let everybody know, today's recording, you will be able to find it on our YouTube page. I post these always the following Monday after. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell whenever I drop that link later. Okay, closing campaign. Now, before I get started, I don't even think I need to ask a question. When you guys close, buyers, sellers, repeat clients, whatever, I think we all can agree you would like to have them on some type of campaign. And when I say campaign, texts and emails maybe going out, possibly nurturing them, possibly getting Google reviews, Facebook reviews, Zillow reviews. Pretty sure we would all want that to be streamlined if you simply put someone in KvCORE and just moved them to closed, right? Barb, we're going to give you the code here in a little bit. Don't worry. Right now, I'm going to give you just an overview. I want to show you guys how the closing campaign works in action. And then we're going to go over the actual one that you guys are getting today. I'll give you the code and show you how to put the code in. All right. Okay. I'm just going to click on some random leads here. This is one of the recent leads that they added 3 months ago. It was a closed client. This is one of the people I work with, the Pruitt Group. Now, when I scroll down, they got added on September 13th. Y'all are going to learn today that the closing campaign that you get, it triggers whenever you put any lead into KvCORE that is closed, or if you move the status to closed. This closing campaign is only triggered when you move a lead to closed. So scrolling back down, since they added the lead and they moved it to closed right here on September 13th, well, that added a closing campaign automatically. So let's see what this thing's all about. Well, I have an email that went out that said, Faith, congratulations if you have a second. Let's see what this is. Okay, it's got Jim's banner. It's got his name, his smart number. Faith, I want to thank you for allowing me to represent you in your real estate transaction. If you can take a few minutes to click on the links below, leave a short review, blah, blah, blah. As I scroll down, well, here's a Google. There's the Zillow. And there's the Facebook. This went out whenever they moved them to closed. That was the same day. They moved them to closed in KvCORE. This was the first email that went out in the campaign. And if I click on any of these, makes it super easy to go right there and leave Jim his 5-star Google review. Going to be showing you more in this campaign, but I don't think it's a coincidence. This is why he has 47 reviews. And since working with him, he's been streamlining them. He doesn't even have to ask people. This KvCORE campaign's doing the work. Going back over here, Zillow, it's the same thing. I'm not going to be clicking throughout here because I want to get through today, show you guys how to make yours once you get the codes. But each one of these are just taking them to a simple review. Now, look what else went out at the same day at the same time, September 13th at 10:36 a.m. So the email goes out, the text message also goes out. And guys, I'm saying the same thing in the text as I am in the email. I mean, look at this. It works for buyers. This works for sellers. This works for investors. This works for a repeat client. You're just saying congratulations and thank you again for letting me represent you in your real estate transaction. That's all you're doing. Now, you might be asking me why I only have Google on here. I do want to ask this question really quick, and please put it in Zoom chat. Put yay or nay. Do y'all think when someone's thinking about using you, probably 9 out of 10 times they go to Google and type your name in? Maybe even before they go to Zillow? Let me know in Zoom chat, yay or nay. Do y'all agree with that, or do y'all go, Brandon, hell no? They probably go right to Zillow.com and they go to the agent finder and they type my name. Like, hush. They're going right here and they're doing this. And I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana, so like I probably need to type a little bit more into mine, but they're doing that right there. This is your storefront in today's world. Honestly, not every single person, this is how they're first going to see you, but I'm going to tell you right now, the majority of people, this is your first interaction, right? Think of this as your brick and mortar. And we all want to have our 5-star badge in our Google reviews. So when I go back over here into this, when my text message goes out, I don't want to have a Facebook link in there too, and Zillow, and Brandon, why don't you have all 3? Think about it. Don't give them so many damn options. And hopefully YouTube does not take my video down for saying damn. Okay, but you got to keep it simple. And if there was one review that they could do, it's going to be Google. All right. Now, isn't it funny that this person even responded to his campaign? Thanks, Jim. You and Amanda did such a great job. I'm happy with the new owners. They seem like such a great fit. Jim didn't really, they probably didn't even respond to that. They don't really care too much for that. Now, as I go up, let's see. Check this out. 7 days later in this closing campaign, this email, which they opened, right? They opened it the day of when it went out. I call this all the things that are essential for life after closing. It's kind of like a closing packet. It goes out 1 week after they move to closed. So you already asked for the reviews, and then you hit them with something like this. Not so fast, my friends. I know we were in contact the last few weeks, months, etc. You're just basically wanting to leave them with a few things. And I know we all know vendors or home care professionals, right? You might not have a list together, but you probably should make one, because if you did, guess what? People are probably always asking you for home care professionals. Look how cool this is. What if I told you that you could make on your website your own landing page that would just take them to all your vendors? So if they click on the button, they would come right here to the preferred vendors, and you can see with Jim, I'm still waiting to get his. It says coming soon. Jim knows he needs to get me his vendors. So watch this. Let me show you another agent I'm working with, and look at her landing page. We're going to make one of these today. It's a custom landing page. It's just your simple vendors, home care professionals, and you're leveraging this in your campaign. So going back over to KvCORE, that's just the first part. Now, the next one, this is totally up to you. If you have a private Facebook group, if you're wanting to leverage the closed algorithm, right, of how Facebook works when you make one of those closed groups. Well, this is how he's getting all the people to click here, let it load. And they're going to his VIP group. I mean, he started this a couple months ago. We're already up to 88 members. He got all his past clients in, but now he's streamlining everyone he closes on in the future. He wants them to get in his VIP group where he can get more touches throughout the year. So if you don't have a VIP group, obviously when I give you all the campaign today, you will just get rid of that section. All right, referrals, super simple. Just letting them know referrals and recommendations go a long way. If they click the button, it goes right to your website, to the contact page. Nothing crazy about that one. And then social media. If you update your profile in KvCORE and you put your social media links, then automatically these will work. These icons will. And a newsletter. I don't care if you're doing Ricky Carruth. I don't care if you're doing the 52 newsletters a year, or if you're doing a quarterly newsletter. I prefer to do a monthly newsletter that goes out at least once a month to my whole database. So this last section is just letting them know, hey, in the future, you're probably going to be seeing some of my monthly digest stuff. That's all. Before I get off of this email, say yay or nay in chat if you followed or you didn't on this one. It's like a packet of information. It's a simple touch. 7 days later, you're just leaving them with stuff. Let me know in Zoom chat. Did that email right here make sense, or y'all lost on this one? Okay, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Just follow, make sure you're following along. Just the idea of this closing campaign. I moved them to closed. I asked for reviews on Google, Zillow, and Facebook. The next week, I'm leaving them with a packet of information for life after closing. Okay, so if that's the email, I also have a text message. I'm going to let you know if you do have a private Facebook group or it's something you want to do and start building up for your past clients, I would leave this text in the campaign that I'm going to be giving you, because the whole point of the text, whenever you read this, I'm trying to get them to join Jim's private Facebook group, right? That's the whole, this one right here, the private Facebook group. And I know email's fluff. Granted, they opened the email, but I wanted to make sure they really knew about that email I sent 7 days later. So hey, I wanted to let you know I sent you an email, a complete packet of full information and resources that are for life closing with Jim Pruitt Group. And then the point of this, though, was to get them to join the Facebook group. I can let you guys know I started doing this in January for another agent. Over the course of 2022 so far, she's gotten 40 something people to join her private Facebook group, all basically coming from her closing campaign. She just put people in KvCORE this year. They see this, they click, they go to the group, they ask to join. So she streamlined it. Okay, let's look at a few other just examples of some people in gems. Let's look at this lead, Laura Jester. 3 months ago, they put them in KvCORE. They moved to lead the close. That's going to be triggering the closing campaign. Here it is again. First text goes out. I'm asking for the Google review. There's my email. Same deal. Google, Zillow, Facebook, etc. As I scroll up, my packet of information, right? There they are opening it. There's that text message trying to get them to go to my VIP group. Let's look at this one. It's a funny one. Look at Brenda. Comes in on August 26th, gets moved to closed. That triggers the closing campaign. First text goes out for the Google review. But then 7 days later, right, the closing packet of information for the Facebook group, that goes out. And then the person responded. It took them a while to respond, right? I thank you for selling my house and all the work you did, and everything was so wonderful. You are very good. If I ever sold a house again, I would choose you and thank your staff so much. This is, I mean, you're streamlining your closings. Just throw them in here. Trust this, because it's funny. Some people, they will leave me a Google review 7 days later, because that's when I send out my next text in the closing campaign, and they forgot to leave me a Google review when I asked at first. It's just funny how people respond back to this. Now let's look at the setup of it. Let's go into marketing, smart campaigns. And let's find the closing. Where's it at here? There it is. Okay, here's our setup. Everybody note, status is closed. That is the trigger. Whether you manually add a lead or the lead is already in KvCORE, when that status goes to closed, this campaign is going to trigger. In the first 15 minutes, we have a text and an email that goes out. We all saw this. Let's look at the text. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing me to represent your real estate transaction. If you can take a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. We saw it. There it is. In 15 minutes, that text will go out when someone goes to closed. Also 15 minutes. Here's the email. Same exact email we saw, right? Let's go down a little bit. Day 7, 7 days later, that closing resources. Here's that packet of information, my vendors, my Facebook group if you have one, my referrals, my social media, my newsletters that I should be doing every month at least. And there's that piggyback text, because we all know email's fluff. I know people are opening it, but I really, really want to make sure that the people know I sent them an email of a packet of information, right? All the things for life after closing. And I definitely want them to join my Facebook group so I can get even more touches throughout the year. Now, things we didn't get to because those leads were only like what, 3 months old, the example ones I was showing you. There's 2 more things in this campaign. And you're probably sitting there thinking, well, that's all the damn campaign is. It's just like a few texts at the beginning, a few emails. You got one at day 250 and a text at 450. Well, y'all have to understand. I always tell everyone, you should be doing the routine things every year. You should be doing at least a monthly newsletter, a weekly, a quarterly. You should also be doing holidays. Every month there's something. And if it gets the holidays, just pick National Donut Day, right? Like those are all touches to your whole database. Me personally, I'm doing a newsletter once a month for every one of my agents, and I'm doing some type of holiday that's that month, maybe random extra stuff. But that's 24 emails, no matter what, always go into my database every single year. So when you guys are thinking about campaigns, you don't have to think it needs to be 5, 10 years long with all this crap in here. You should be building this to just piggyback what you're already doing, right? The importance of my campaign is to get reviews. It's to leave them with a packet of information and to get into my closed group. And then these are just a simple touch. Around 10 to 11 months down the road, it's a seasonal home maintenance checklist. There's no year on this. There's no state on this. This could work for anybody. It's a simple touch. That's all this is right here. And at day 450, if you guys have been to webinars in the past that I've done, The power of this text is crazy. If this text message goes to the right people, like your sphere, friends, family, vendors, or past clients, it's one of my highest response rate text messages that you could possibly send out in a mass form. You have no idea how many people respond and give me their email and their birthday with this. So if this is one of my highest response rated text messages, isn't that pretty cool that if you put anyone to closed in KvCORE, a year and a half down the road, you have an extremely high response rate text message. Doesn't even matter if they move to Germany. You guys kind of get where I'm going with that. It's just like a simple check-in just to be seen again. Okay. Now, y'all have seen the campaign. Let me know in chat, yes or no, we ready to get the code and build ours? Or are we like, Brandon, this is, I'm done. All right, I hope we're all excited. Let's get it. Okay, give me 1 second. I just need to log into another KvCORE because that. All right, and we're back. Okay, the code that I just put in Zoom chat, be sure to copy that or just bookmark it or something if you ain't going to do this right now. But this is how you're about to put the campaign in your KvCORE and have it look all pretty, just like the one I showed you. When you log in, you're going to be at your dashboard. Left-hand side, click on marketing. Go to your smart campaigns. Now, at the top where it says add campaign in this little clipboard, if you click the clipboard, it says put a token here. Guys, just paste the token right there. I know I'm not pasting it, but just paste your token there. If you hit enter, just hit enter after you paste it. This will pop up. It says it takes up to 15 minutes. Hit yes. It usually takes around a minute, maybe less than that, to be honest. So if you paste the code I gave you and you hit yes, this is what's going to happen. I recommend refreshing your screen. Again, maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Give it some time. And you're going to have this campaign right here. It's called BB Closing. Let's click on it. Now, note right off the top, it's off. The campaign, it's not active. So I keep it off at first because I want to make sure you guys set it up. You need to put your links in here, right? We went over this. It starts when the status is closed. And let's get to the text message. This is the first thing that we need to fix. If I hit edit, okay, first name's obviously going to work. Congratulations. Thank you for allowing blah, blah, blah. Agent full name. It's always going to pull your agent full name. And then it says Google, but we do need to change this. You probably don't want someone going to some random someone else's Google page, right? Leaving them a 5-star review. I'm not showing you guys how to get verified on Google My Business today. I do have a video on my YouTube about Google My Business, but if you already have yours, which I recommend getting if you don't, and it's verified, just like Jim right here, you would want to go to your Google My Business and find your Ask for Reviews link. So here's your Google My Business link. Now, when people tap that or click on it from the text message, this is where they're going to go. You see how they go right to Jim where they can leave the 5-star reviews? So if you have your Google My Business, get your review link, and that's the first step. You need to put it right here. Paste it. Now, you can save over the current template by checking that and hitting save, but I'm going to let you know right now it takes sometimes 30 seconds, 60 seconds for KvCORE to save, and you might be a little impatient. So if you want these to save immediately, you need to uncheck it. Maybe just rename this because it says personalization required and put updated, and then you can click save. By doing that, it lets me save it immediately instead of having to wait almost a minute every time. All right, my first part is done, the text message. Let's get to the email, edit. Well, here's a first look at everybody's email. This is what it's going to look like. If you're not EXP, I'm sorry, you're probably going to need to edit the banner at the top. But everything else is going to work within this. When it says agent full name, trust me, it's going to pull your name. I was just showing y'all Jim's earlier. Wasn't Jim's pulling his name and his phone number, his smart number if he has it? All right, the wording, if you wanted to change the wording, you could. But the things that we need to change is down here. right, are links where they're going for Zillow, Google, and Facebook. So to edit the email template, you can actually do it from right here. Hit it, edit advanced template. Again, the non-EXP agents, you would have to just change your image, right? If you, for each one of the banners, because it is already set up for EXP. But the other stuff you would not. Okay, first name, I want to thank you. I know that's all good. The things I need to change are the review links. Let's start with Google. So I just showed you from the text message how to get our Google review link, right? So going back over here, let me just make sure I got it. KvCORE. I like to always do the click here part, hit the chain, paste it, hit OK. I like to do the picture. If you're going to make the image also clickable, you can click on it. Do not put it right here where it says URL. Scroll down. It says action, open web page. You want this URL. That's where you put the Google review link. And the button. Click on the button, paste your Google review link right there. I'm about to rinse and repeat that with Zillow and Facebook. Watch. Let's get my Zillow. Here's Jim Zillow. Let's go back over to KvCORE. Click here, chain, paste. Okay, I like the picture. Scroll down, get the bottom URL, hit the button, paste. Okay, Zillow's all good to go. Let's get Facebook. That's his VIP. I don't want that. Here's just his business page. You do not want to be putting your personal Facebook if you're doing this. People can't leave a review on a personal Facebook. You need to have a business page. So I'm going to take that link. Click here, paste, image, scroll down a little, paste in that one, button, URL, got it. You don't want the other stuff, you don't have to have it, but you could just leave it because it's already set up. Don't forget we love referrals. Don't forget my website has everything. If you guys look at this URL, this is exactly how we have it to where some of these buttons are already set up. It's turnkey. This would go right to your guys' website. And then your agent signature, and this is pretty much the email. So the only things we honestly changed in the review email, when I scroll down, it was the links. It was Google, it was Zillow, and it was Facebook. I can now save my template. And again, you would need to save this in the campaign. So it says save over current template. And if you did it this way and hit save, you might be waiting almost a minute. Like I said, if you want this to be quick, maybe uncheck that again, take that personalization required, letting yourself know you updated it, and hit save changes, and it does it like that. Let's get to the closing resource email. First off, the subject line, if you don't like it, change it. Remember, you got the general idea of what I'm trying to do with this email that goes out a week later. So if you don't wait, we're breaking up, then just put something else. It's all the things life after closing that you would want to leave someone with. Okay, let's hit edit advanced template so we can get in here and do a few edits. Again, if you're non-EXP, there's that banner, change your image. If I wanted to change the wording, I would change it here, but our go-to vendors. So we're about to talk about making a quick landing page. I am going to briefly show you how to do this. I'm not going to go all in because on my YouTube, I do have a transform your website video. Check that one out because I go into a little bit more detail on landing pages, but very fast to make one. Let me get out of this. You want to go to Web and IDX on the left-hand side. Custom pages. You'll probably have 0 if you've never done this before. So let's hit view and edit. And I'll say new page up here. Again, I go into way more detail on the transform your website video on my YouTube, but this is just to briefly show you how easy this is to make pages on your website. So my title, this is probably my preferred vendors or home care professionals, however you want to word it. My category, it's going to be called, Brandon's resources, let's call it. Now, right here, do you remember when I was showing you Brandy Smith right here with her preferred home care professionals or vendors? Guys, it's that easy. If you got an Excel sheet or a list, or maybe you don't need to put something together, don't think you need 50 or 100 people like a directory. Just get something going that you can add in your campaign and build on. it was as easy as this whenever she sent me these people, because I kind of just copied and pasted and then I fixed it up in KvCORE, just like that. I mean, you guys can hyperlink the phone numbers. I could have even put the website in here, right? And then hyperlink that. The landing pages aren't too crazy to make. All I did is call this preferred vendors, Brandon's resources. If I scroll down, I'm skipping over this. Watch my other video if you want to know what that is. But if I hit save, well, now I just created a landing page that's on my website that people can go to. So let's scroll down. Here it is, preferred vendors, Brandon's resources, and I could go right to the page on my website. Here it is. So let's take that link. That's the link that I want. Let's go back over into my campaign. And our closing resource email, let's edit it. Okay, so those go-to vendors, just plop it right there. There's my link. And y'all remember when I showed you Jim's earlier, how his said coming soon? If you're overthinking this and you just really want to get a closing campaign done and you like the idea, couldn't I have just not put any vendors on that custom page I made and just type in coming soon? That's all I did for Jim, because I'm still waiting on his vendors. So if you guys don't have vendors or you don't have it together, still make a custom page like I just showed you and just call it coming soon. So you have a link. Referrals. Remember, this is the contact page of your website. So everyone's website, if you've never done anything to it, it's not going to look like this. This is Jim's. I've already done a few things to Jim's. But everybody has a contact page, all right? Jim's was, let's see, contact me. If you don't know how to find it, just put /contact. This will get you to your contact page of your website. This is the link that I want for the referrals and recommendations. Social media. If you don't have LinkedIn, delete it. If you don't got Instagram or Twitter, delete them. So I'm going to delete Twitter. You probably all have Facebook, Instagram. If you guys got YouTube and more, you can add it. Simply just put the links. It was kind of similar to what we were doing with the review links, right? Just go find your profile links and then paste them right here. I'll direct them to it. Newsletter. You don't need to do much with this unless you wanted to change up the wording. I do recommend that you guys should be doing something, I mean, with your entire database. And a newsletter, it's one of the best ways to send something out to everybody and not always get unsubscribed all the time, right? I mean, it's just valuable information. It's the freaking news, newsletter, right? I'm just letting them know you're probably going to be seeing my monthly digital newsletter from time to time. That's all that section's about. Again, this is all turnkey at the bottom. This is going straight to your guys' website. So this would go to your home evaluation part of your website. This would go to the entire MLS search part of your website. And then this just goes to the main part of your website. These button links are already ready to go. You don't need to do anything with the bottom ones. So again, what did I change up in my closing resource email? Well, I made a quick custom landing page for my go-to vendors. And if I didn't have any vendors yet, maybe I'll just put coming soon. I changed the referrals to go to my contact page. And then I made sure I updated my social media. That's all correct. Okay, that's all looking good, how I'd want it. Then I could just save that template. Check box, uncheck it. Remember, I don't want to wait 60 seconds for it to save over the current template. I want to kind of do this a little quicker. So let's just put updated and I can save my changes. Now, one of the last things that you need to edit in this campaign, and it's good to go and you can use it every time you close on someone, is the closing resource reminder text, right? This is a little piggyback. I'm just piggybacking that email that we fixed up. Just want to let you know you got an email complete, packet full information, resources, life after closing with me. And the whole kind of point of this, why I started it, was to streamline the private Facebook group to get my past clients in there. So If you guys have something like that, or you maybe just made one, it only takes around a minute to make a closed group like that, then you can put that link right here. If you do not have one yet, you could just maybe get rid of this and just tell them you sent them an email with a complete packet of information. Or maybe you just get rid of the text message and all right here. Maybe I just remove it, because I don't have to have it in my campaign. Now look, on the first day, in the first 15 minutes, I got my text and email for reviews. 7 days later, I just have an email now. It's just a closing resource email, no text. And then 10, 11 months down the road, remember the seasonal checklist? And a year and a half, the updated email birthday text. You guys can, of course, add to this, but I try not to overthink my campaigns because I'm already doing routine stuff. And I might even be doing client appreciation tactics. I do a lot of giveaways and raffles and text codes and all kinds of fun things with your past clients through KvCORE. So, don't overthink this. Okay, if you guys did all that, looks good, links, double check, Q'd and ate it, do this. Turn that bad boy on. That's all you got to do. Just turn it on. And then when you move someone to closed, this would trigger. And in 15 minutes, they'd be getting the text and email. So remember, this recording, I went a little fast. It's going to be posted on Monday on our YouTube channel. I'm about to start dropping some links. And then if you guys have any questions or need some help with stuff with the remaining bit of the time, we can work on some things. So really fast, YouTube,